Things, I would say the biggest obstacle at first was before Volume 1, Part 1 was released for us. Um, I kind of jokingly say that I was selling a concept to people in terms of the pre-orders. I actually literally took a business class because like I said, my degree was in film, so I didn't know anything about business. So I took a business class just so I could know how to market this book, and I learned who my target audience was. So um, once I understood that, I was able to create a package that would be enticing to people based on what fans or people in like the anime manga fandom space
Mhm.
like. And that was hard because I would have some days where I would go. I remember earlier on this year, like February, I was doing like 10 events a month. um, and I remember doing like outdoor vendors markets, and it was like still cold, it was windy, and my like booth was rickety, and the wind would blow it and knock it down. It was kind of a thing. I was the person whose stuff would just fall over and just explode on the sidewalk. I had stuff fall out into the
No.
street. And sometimes after all of that, I mean, at the time, I would like barely make like $75 after sitting outside for like, the
All
whole
day.
day. But
Wow.
once, like when I went to the larger conventions, it was a better turnout. But once Volume 1, Part 1 was like out, things picked up and there was more of a sense of stability. And so that is where, yeah, I mean, now I'm really just in a phase where I'm sending out the pre-orders that people, because we had 185 pre-orders. Thank you. And many more book sales. So I think we're closer to like 200 book sales now or a little more. But like now things are better, and I had to diversify. It wasn't just the manga that we were offering. I had like stickers, I had key rings, I had buttons. I literally went and bought
Merch.
the
Hmm.
machinery, and like as a, I'm a filmmaker. I didn't know anything about like arts and crafts, but I went and bought like the machinery to learn how to make stickers, bought the Cricut, bought everything. um, and have even expanded out into shirts now because I see where people really like shirts. And I've had to strategize constantly. When I go to conventions, so yeah, my mom is in town now and she's with me, and she'll see that like I'll be at my table, and if I notice that people respond to like a certain color a little bit more, I'll like move it to the front. If I
Hmm.
see that people respond to like a certain texture shirt, then I'll say, okay, so I need to make like five more of those.
Hmm.
Um, and it's constantly evaluating and taking notes, constantly collecting data, and that was how I was able to bring in a lot more profit. Of course, it takes wisdom, it takes a lot of guidance, it takes some serious prayer, but like now we're finally at a point where things are better to where some of the other vendors now we get like eye rolls when we show up.